You sleep 8 hours, you drink the coffee, and by 2 in the afternoon you're running on fumes anyway. That's not normal aging. You blame your job, your kids, your age, but the real reason you feel slower after 30 isn't in your schedule. It's inside your cells. Specifically in tiny structures called mitochondria. And here's the part nobody tells you. You can rebuild them. Researchers have measured people in their 70s whose mitochondrial profile looked decades younger, and the difference came down to a handful of habits. Let me show you exactly what's happening, what the studies actually found, and how to start turning your energy back on. Inside almost every cell in your body sits a population of mitochondria, sometimes a handful, sometimes thousands. They're called the powerhouse of the cell, and for once the textbook nickname is accurate. Their entire job is to take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe and convert them into usable energy. A single muscle cell in your leg might hold thousands of them, packed between the fibers where the work happens. A neuron firing in your brain leans on them constantly, which is part of why low energy feels mental as much as physical. When they work well, you feel like yourself. When they don't, no amount of caffeine fully fixes it. Here's the actual machinery. The energy currency your body runs on is a molecule called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Think of ATP as a tiny rechargeable battery that gets spent the instant it's made. Your cells burn through close to your entire body weight in ATP every single day, which means it has to be rebuilt constantly. That rebuilding happens inside the mitochondria, along a series of protein complexes called the electron transport chain. Food gets broken down, and electrons get passed down the chain like a bucket brigade, complex to complex. Oxygen sits at the very end of that chain as the final catcher. Which is exactly why your breathing and your heart rate climb the moment you demand more energy. Each handoff releases a little energy, and that energy pumps protons across the inner membrane, building up pressure like water behind a dam. When those protons rush back through a molecular turbine called ATP synthase, the wheel physically spins and ATP gets charged back up. It is, quite literally, a microscopic hydroelectric plant. And you have billions of them spinning inside you right now as you watch this. More healthy mitochondria, running cleanly, means more ATP. And more ATP is more energy available to actually live your life. So why does this slow down with age? A few things stack up at once. First, the raw number and density of mitochondria tends to fall. Studies have observed meaningful drops in mitochondrial content in sedentary adults across the decades. Second, the ones you keep can become less efficient, leaking more and producing less clean output per unit of fuel. Third, your body runs a quality control crew called mitophagy that clears out damaged mitochondria and builds fresh ones. The flip side of that is mitochondrial biogenesis, the signal to grow brand new ones. With age, both processes tend to get sluggish. But here's the twist the research keeps pointing to. A huge share of what we blame on age is actually inactivity. When scientists compared older lifelong exercisers to young adults, the gap in mitochondrial function nearly disappeared. Age loads the gun. Sitting still pulls the trigger. Now the good news, and this is where it gets exciting, because mitochondria are remarkably trainable. The single most studied lever is Zone 2 cardio, that conversational pace where you can still talk but wouldn't want to sing. Research on endurance training has repeatedly shown increases in mitochondrial density and the enzymes that power them. One striking study found high-intensity interval training boosted the activity of mitochondrial genes, and the effect was largest in older participants. It suggests something hopeful. It's never too late to respond. The cells of a 70-year-old still answer the call. A common approach researchers use is 3 to 4 easy aerobic sessions a week, 30 to 60 minutes each, kept truly easy. The mistake most people make is going too hard on the easy days, so they never spend real time in that mitochondria building zone. If you only have a watch, a simple rule researchers often use is being able to hold a full conversation in complete sentences while you move. Strength training matters too, and it's badly underrated in this conversation. A landmark study put older adults through 6 months of resistance training and watched their muscle gene expression shift toward that of much younger people. Lifting isn't just about muscle size, it appears to refresh the cellular machinery underneath the muscle itself. A common approach is 2 or 3 full-body strength sessions a week, hitting the big movements and progressing the load over time. Sleep is the unglamorous giant of this whole story. Research links poor and short sleep to measurably reduced mitochondrial function and impaired cellular repair. Your cells do a large share of their cleanup and rebuilding overnight. Shortchange sleep, and you shortchange the rebuild. A common target in the research is 7 to 9 hours, with a consistent schedule that keeps your body clock steady. Temperature is the wild card people love to argue about, and the evidence here is promising rather than settled. Studies on heat exposure, like regular sauna use, have been tied to stress responses and heat shock proteins that help protect mitochondria. That study tracked thousands of men for over 2 decades, and those using the sauna most often had the lowest mortality, an association, not proof. In the research, a common pattern was sessions of roughly 15 to 20 minutes, several times a week, for those who could tolerate it. Cold exposure has been shown to activate brown fat and signals tied to mitochondrial biogenesis, though the human energy data is still maturing. The honest summary on temperature is this: genuinely promising, not magic. A small bonus on top of the basics, not a replacement for them. And then there are nutrients. A few keep showing up in the mitochondrial literature. Omega-3 fats, CoQ10, magnesium, and the B vitamins all sit close to the machinery your mitochondria use to make energy. Creatine is one of the more researched. It helps shuttle energy inside the cell, and trials have linked it to better performance and recovery. The claim-safe truth is this: these may support the system when you're genuinely short on them, but no capsule builds new mitochondria the way training does. Food and movement first. Pills fill gaps. They don't replace the work that actually grows your engine. So let me put the whole protocol in one place. A simple, claim-safe way to rebuild your mitochondria, drawn from what the research used. Pillar 1. Aerobic base. A common approach is 3 to 4 easy Zone 2 sessions a week. Keep your mouth shut and just breathe. Pillar 2. Strength. 2 to 3 full-body lifting days, the big movements, adding a little load over time. Pillar 3. Sleep. 7 to 9 hours on a steady schedule, protected like a meeting you can't cancel. Pillar 4. Optional. Heat and cold. Some sauna when you have access, a little cold when you're brave, a bonus, not the foundation. And underneath all of it, enough protein, real food, and the basic nutrients your cells run on. Cover the gaps, then get to work. Here's my honest take as someone who trains run and lift at 92 kilos and still runs a 155 half. For years I chased the hack, the supplement, the gadget, the shortcut. What actually moved the needle was boring and free. Easy Zone 2, where I keep my mouth shut and breathe. A couple of lifting days, protecting sleep like it's non-negotiable. The reframe I want to leave you with: tiredness after 30 is not your destiny. It's feedback. Your mitochondria are telling you they're understimulated, not broken. They're waiting for a reason to grow. And the same body that let them fade will rebuild them the moment you give it the signal. None of this is medical advice. If you've got real persistent fatigue, get it checked by a doctor first. For most of us, the energy we're missing isn't gone. It's waiting to be trained back. If you want the exact weekly structure I use, the Zone 2 paces, the lifting split, the sleep and recovery routine, I put it all in one place. Head to jackethybrid.com, grab the plan, and start rebuilding your engine from the inside out. Train hybrid. Stay dangerous. I'll see you in the next one.